Whoa. What the hell happened? Okay, this is different. That is... Oh, I don't get my red thingy anymore? I gotta go back to the classic blue. How do I go to build mode? Oh god, I'm already lost. I need to boost my moods. How do I... Oh, do I have to be on the plot? Okay, cool. That makes sense. Build hacks, ladies and gentlemen. City build hacks, once again. Episode 2. Wait, that's what 1, right? Let's look. I'm pretty sure that's what 1. City build hacks 1 at 56%. Abandoned build hacks got 24%. And vehicle build hacks got 19. So we're going to be doing some more city build hacks now. Now this should be easy. I don't really need to teach you guys how to do this. Although something I do want to tell you guys, because I'll be showing you how to make rounded, more like real sidewalks. If you're going to be doing that, you want your corners of your roads to be filled in. So if you have like a 90-degree curve, you're going to want to like add a little bit of a angle. That's at least 2x2. And then we can add some rounding to this to make it actually feel more road-like. So what we'll do, we'll make this actually look like a road. Concrete. The color I usually use is that. It looks like kind of like an older asphalt. It's just slightly darker than the medium stone gray. You're gonna do your basic sidewalk using the flat roof, right? But when you get to here, okay, you're gonna want to skip over the little angled. So just do this. Don't fill in that little square. It's like a two-tone of road and grass. You don't want to fill any of that in. This is very similar to what I did on the Toronto intersection. So I'll be showing a lot of stuff that I did on that build. Now, this is where it's going to get a little more complicated. You're going to get wedges. Match the height of your sidewalk. If you're doing a too tall sidewalk, it's usually 0.7 or 0.8. You can't do 0.75, which would be the exact number, which is annoying. I usually do 0.7. You're going to want this shit to be at least 10.5. That way, you can make it flush, like this. And what I like to do is make this thing 5 long, so it's 1 grid size. Maybe not 5, we'll do like 3.7. We'll fill each side, and then once again, make it flush. That way you kind of have a little ramp that goes down. Then, go to decorations. This new menu is really nice. It's very fast. Look at the carpet. The round one with no outline. We'll place it right in the center. And then we'll resize it so it's the same. You don't really need to do this step. This just makes it easier. If you use the carpet and then use a cylinder and match up the sizing. So that would be like basic rounding. You could add even more to this by taking a plank. I'm pretty sure I showed this in the last video, but I'm going to show you again anyways, because this is part of sidewalks. Place it on the bare bottom and bring it all the way to the wedge. All right, you're going to make it the smallest size possible. Color it the same. That way you get like a little bit of a 90-degree concrete curve here. You see that? You get the bottom, and then you got the wall. It's more like a real curb now. I don't know why, but you can't start stuff at the edge of the plot. You can take shit to the edge of the plot, though, if you start in the plot and then move outward, which is so weird, but that's just how it works. So what we're going to do now is actually adjust our little cylinder here so it actually fits the new planks we put in. And then if you really want to go crazy, what I like to do, and what I did on the whatchamacallit, the Toronto build, I took these placemats, like this. I matched up the angle that's on the points of the cylinder. Or at least I tried my best. That's not nice. Okay, I might need to use basic shapes. It was easier on the Toronto build because I made this actually like 3x3, which was huge. Slide it so it's the same kind of length. Just match it up. Nice part about this is you can actually just trace the angle using the cylinder. We'll make it like a dark yellow, and we'll make it diamond plate. Might brown it a little more. Do that. Bring it back. Put it in. Pause. And then boom. Now you have like those weird little pegs that are usually there for like... Is it to let the blind know they're about to cross? I'm not entirely sure. They're just there, you know? So that's kind of like your basic sidewalk. But if you want to go even crazier, this is a lot of sidewalk stuff, I know. Get a carpet. We'll make it thin and long. Line it right on the edge, and we'll make it brick. We'll make it like a hurricane gray, and we'll darken it. And that is an easy way to add like a little trim to your sidewalk. Now, you don't have to do this. This is more if you're trying to get like a busy Main Street look. But like just doing these two things alone, in my opinion, will make your sidewalks and pretty much any other footpath that you're making feel a lot more filled and welcoming. Look at that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy it to this side because I actually want to build something here so that the sunlight is more shining towards this thing. So just give me a quick second. Dude, doing this shit makes me want to build another city. Oh my god. I'm like totally reminiscing on Toronto right now. That was such a fun build. You guys think I should do something like that again? The problem with this series is you guys have to wait for the process. And I don't think a lot of people like waiting. And that's why I usually like do these like one-off builds. Like the automotive shop, like that was just one big build. And we're never gonna see it again. But like if you want like a more dedicated build, like the Toronto build or the Roppongi build, rest in peace by the way. That shit is abandoned. The videos are still up if you want to go watch them. People are asking for me to kind of bring them back up. Basic sidewalk, right? This immediately has so much to it. Like, see, if you had this, you'd probably be inclined to like add a shit ton of mailboxes, a shit ton of trash cans, a shit ton of like just miscellaneous stuff. Which, yeah, it's detail, but if you look at like main streets on Google Maps, there's not a lot of stuff lying on the sides of the roads. Depending on where you are, at least. The main streets I've been to will have way more empty sidewalks like this. Now, you'll have, like, lights. You'll have a couple trash cans. But that is literally about it. Oh my god, I'm brainstorming. I might need to do some different... I'm gonna have to make some changes to our sidewalk. Hold on. I just thought of another thing that could be a hack. So, that was the first sidewalk we did, right? Let me show you guys how to make, like, a parallel parking kind of thing. What we'll do... We'll have more road, right? I've never done this before, but I just thought of it, and I kind of think it could be a potential hack. Hold on. We'll get our sidewalk back in, too wide. We'll run it along this, and then what we'll do is we'll get a... We'll fill this in, actually. I'll show you guys how to make some parallel parking spots real quick. Convex. This is like basic rounding. We're not actually going to make this go downward. 2x2 is 10x10 in basic shape measurements, so we're going to go 10x10. Boom. And then we're just going to fit this in right there. We're also kind of getting rid of the little seams, and boom. Round it out, and right here, we can put some parallel parking spots. I hope sidewalks is what you guys want, and not more buildings, because we're going to be doing a little bit of sidewalk stuff first. Why is that thinner? Hold on. I don't like how that was longer. So you got this weird round shape, right? But like, that's part of it. That's part of the development. Let me make this one big piece real quick. So what we'll do, we'll get our little brick decorative doohickeys back in. The popping sounds of my money is gonna make me lose my mind, bro. Like, I don't like to complain about updates, but this like popping sound effect, I'm about to start having auditory hallucinations, bro. I swear, on my life. It was satisfying at first, but now I'm actually about to lose it. Now, this looks kind of bonkers right now, alright? But let me, chef. What we'll do is we'll make this a lighter, kind of like beige color. This will be like the parallel parking lane. And then what we can do is get this back in, our little sidewalk extendomatic little thingy-majiggy. I might seem like a total geek right now, trying to like put detail into the basic road, but I gotta tell you, the basic road is just as important as your buildings, if not more, because it's like your canvas, right? When a painter builds his canvas, he's putting in just as much quality into his canvas as his painting. Because that's where his painting is going, right? Your painting is your buildings. Your canvas is like your roads and your sidewalks and like the surrounding area. And now to add it to these like rounded parts, extremely simple, right? This, how wide is this? Let's actually measure this real quick. 0.65. This is just 10. So we'll do 10.65. We'll make it paper thin. And this should, theoretically, just be able to go right here. And now, we have this little rounded part. Or not this little rounded part. What do you call this? It's like where the sidewalk meets the road. This little like floor part going all the way around. Although we have to do the same thing here, so just give me a second. To make our parallel parking transition better to our road, and I suggest this for not just parallel parking sections, but for literally any like changes in like coloration for concrete or roads or anything. If you're doing something that changes the concrete or the road, I really do suggest adding like a little lip like this, because that alone will add so much, as ridiculous as it sounds. And your car, if you're role playing, will even like bump over this the little suspension they added to the Bloxburg cars. And then one final thing, all right? I promise this will be like the last. Okay, 2 final things, and then we'll be done with the sidewalk. Okay, this will apply to the sidewalk and our parallel parking section. What I like to do is add little breakaway points. If it's a parallel parking section like this, I like to do it every 3. And what I'll do is I'll just darken it a little bit, and we'll just copy it and just do it for every 3. And look at that, you get these little stripes here for your little parallel parking section. And then we'll do the same thing for the sidewalk, but for the sidewalk, I like to do 2 by 2 because it's smaller. I'll copy it so it's gray, slightly darker. Now I'm going all out with this. By any means, you do not need to do as much as I'm doing, right? Like these are all just suggestions and tips that I have, and I'm combining them into one big thing. I am not telling you to like go and do these exact tips. The nice part about this video is you can pick and choose what you like and add it to your build too. And I used to do that a lot. Like that's actually how I got inspired and stuff. Like I used to watch tons of like city build hack videos. Faulty was a big one. He did a city build hack video like really long time ago now. Like, well, not that long ago. It was like maybe a couple of years ago. Yeah, I'll just leave this blank because it's not gonna match up nice. He did a city build hacks video showing how to do like power lines and stuff, and I've been using the same power lines ever since. I change them up every now and then, but like I still use the same kind of like structure. Now, that is like pretty basic, easy, kind of clean sidewalk. I'm sure you don't really need any help adding garbage cans and stuff. But if you do want some trash cans, if you want to add like, I don't know if you have these or if this is like a Canadian thing, but there's these like double trash cans that are black. And what you could do, plain and simple, can you actually like move these? No, that's not very nice. So, copying these is not going to be fun. I'll say that much. Make it so it just goes under. Line it up to there. Cylinders, boom. So you kind of get like a pill shape. And then just put it in the trash cans. Centered. And boom. It's basic, but now you have like that double trash can that every single like main street has. They added a traffic light, didn't they? They did. Let's make some custom traffic lights. So, big thing about Bloxburg's traffic light that they give you for free. All right, let's do some critiquing. There's only a left-facing variant. You can't have one on each side, which is so frustrating sometimes. This is very similar to how you would craft telephone wire or power lines. Just get a cylinder. We'll put it about here. Go to a medium grid size. Make it like 1 high, 1.875. That could be like the base. Or maybe like 2. A solid 2. Make it a metal. We'll make like black poles. Just for like a sleek look. I say we go up to like... Where's a Bloxburg car? Let's get the Blockside Voyage. Maybe one more? That should be good. We'll lighten it a little bit. Just a titch. Take an invisible shape. Just do this. Elevate it. Get a standard round rod. Put it inside. Pause. And then we'll increase it just so there's no cube peeking out. We'll make it so the top of the cube is barely like peeking out. like that. Because then what we could do is attach different segments, right? Because what we're going to do here, we're going to go down to like here, make an angle that's like that. I say we go to about there. We're going to gradually add more and more of these little segments to get like a rounded kind of angle. Now what we can do to make the little like cubes, the support cubes invisible, is just color it the exact same as your like your metal pole. Now the level part is going to be a little longer. You want to make sure it's actually going above the road. Like that's actually not that bad. Something I'm wondering though, should I have done something more like this where it's a bunch of increase and then it starts like going normal? Because the traffic light I'm looking at is more like this, but you can genuinely do it however the hell you want. I gave you the recipe or the ingredients. Now you just got to make your own formula for like what angle you want. The angle I want is something more like this. It like elevates like drastically and then it like flattens out at the top very quickly as well, so it's more like this. We'll make another one. It's gonna be a little expensive, okay? Because that's just basic shapes being basic shapes. We're gonna make this go down to like 1. We'll copy the same rod and put it on there, but we'll make it a little smaller. We'll make it like 0.25 maybe. Now it's not covering the little support cube, but the cube shouldn't be that visible through the little the structural, I guess. We'll get a little support cube again, and we'll put our Bloxburg traffic light, the wall-mounted traffic light, on there. Now, in the past, you'd have to make your own traffic lights, but now that they added this, which is amazing, you can actually have a working traffic light. We're going to make it black, but what we're going to do, since this thing is really skinny and kind of weird looking, we're going to get a plank. What we need to do is we need to make like a little rectangle behind this thing that's yellow. We're going to get a plank that's the exact same size as the back. Make it extremely thin in the same color. And we're going to try and match it up so it's the same size. Now what we'll do is we'll get more planks and they're going to run alongside this thing. But these ones are going to be the yellow ones. We'll make it like a burlap. That looks actually pretty good. And then we'll put it behind. And now, yeah, you can see there's the little outline we're trying to get. We're going to make this a little larger. And then what we'll do is we'll get another plank behind this thing. That'll be the size of the entire thing. But it'll be a gray as well. So the back is gray and the front is like a yellow. Now we'll get it right behind. And that looks wonky. Okay, hold on. Okay, something I noticed. Top one is way skinnier. Okay, that's a little better. There we go. Now we'll get the thing on the back again. And that's kind of like a revamped, slightly better light than the one Bloxburg gives you. Now it looks gigantic, but traffic lights in real life are gigantic. We'll get it kind of down, hanging a little bit. And then if you want to add just a little more detail, or you want to cover up that little invisible shape, what you can do is actually just take a beveled cube, make it like that big, maybe a little smaller, like 0.65. Get it on the back, bottom to top, like this, make it gray, and boom. Now your traffic light kind of has like a little section on the back where the components would be and where you would mount it. There you go. Basic traffic light. Now the nice part about this is you can copy this entire thing. Nice part about this, again, you can invert them, so now you have a left and right variant. The only thing is, for your roleplay needs, these are not going to be in sync, okay? These are going to be, like, flashing at different, like... Yeah, see, look? Look at this. It's like a rave. Red and green, which one do I follow, you know? Get them on each side and stuff. Get, like, real crazy with it. Because now, what you can do, actually, is have 2 on 1 pole. If you really want to go crazy, like, think about it. Look at that. It's kind of like a basic and easy little traffic light for you. Crossings. If you want to make a little, like, crosswalk, I don't want to diss on the devs. I really don't suggest using this. I suggest doing it the classic way and using the long carpet because you'll get much better results in my opinion. And we'll just get it lined up like this, alright? Plain and simple. Should probably color them white before. Can maybe even make them medium stone, or like just a little lighter than that. And then we'll take a little plank and we'll line it to our little whatchamacallit, our little sidewalk or crosswalk. And there you go. Easy sidewalk, crosswalk, traffic light, and a little bit of detailing to the side. Now there's a lot more you can do to this sidewalk. This is like the basic of basic. If you really wanted to, you could even add like, I need a square carpet. This could be square, can't it? You could even add little planters for like trees. Like if we go to garden, you can get like birch tree. I would add it to here, but that's very filling. I'm not sure if I'll do that. It'd probably be better to do that on a sidewalk that's 3 wide. But like then again, it's your build. I'm not telling you what to do. Like there you go. A couple small trees to go alongside your little sidewalk and stuff. You could even add like little leaf piles. Can these be resized? They can, but like you can like just add these little bits of things. I do suggest using less vibrant colors. This leafy pile is a little sketchy to work with, but then again, you can get little looks like that if you like. Another thing you can add to the road is you can add a little thin line. There you go. Basic little corner. Look at that. So, I think the last thing I'll show you guys is how to do like a basic Main Street building. I'm going to do something that'll have a lot of different textures. Again, you do not need to do the same thing as me, alright? I'm not telling you to do the same. I'm just giving examples. I might extend our little sidewalk just a titch, because I would like to add a couple trees. This is purely just for demonstration, alright? If I was doing a real plot, I would probably delete the sidewalk and like redo it so it's 3 wide. Big tip with trees, add different sizes as much as possible. Make some way bigger than others. Make some smaller than others. It's organic, right? It's nature at its finest, just growing to how it pleases, really. Like the carpet is a really good way to make like easy planters. You can even add structurals around it like I just did. A little simple corner. We'll make it fall themed because there is little leaves on the ground. Get some vibrant yellows and stuff in here. Cozy. I should really do a fall build soon. Shit. Give me ideas. Get little basic walls here. You don't need to make your walls out of basic shapes to make a crazy detailed build, alright? I'll see people like making their builds out of purely like just cubes or some shit. You do not need to do that. You could totally make a nice looking kind of Main Street building, filler or not. Like it could be like your main building and it'll still look good. Like I don't think I've actually ever made a building purely out of basic shapes before, because you don't need to, and it's super expensive too. But like what I was thinking is our little bottom floor here could be like a white siding. And by white, I mean like a nice beige to get like a weathered look. Our floor above it will be brick, or like a or like a hurricane gray. We'll make it go 3, maybe 2 floors up, and then I'll show you guys how to turn this block into something much more interesting. Couple things we should add to our road. One thing is manhole covers, alright? You gotta add a couple of these around. Wherever you are, whatever you're building, manhole covers are everywhere. I usually use a structural for this, but you could probably use the carpet now I look at it. Just do something like this, and now you kind of have like, I don't know, a little road. I was waiting to see if he was going to say bless you. One of the hacks is actually connecting power lines to buildings. Like actually like thinking about how shit's powered, you know? But I don't have power lines. I might have to add a couple just for the hack. Pretty sure I've shown you guys how to do this before. I usually do like 0.85. And then I like to go to like 20. I like to make it old wooden planks, vertical specifically, and then I make it flint. Probably lighten it up a little bit more. For very simple power lines, I literally just take a cube, size it to here. Didn't even use small grid size. Literally just plain old medium grid size. Make it dirt stain, darken it a titch, put another one on top, and go up to about there. Maybe a little higher. Angle it. Move this one up. And then somehow you guys don't know about this, but if you press R when transforming, right, it gives you a different axis. So see how moving this makes it go up because that's where the shapes are facing? If you press R, it gives you a plain 90-degree kind of like field. So I'll move it to the right, but it won't go up. So I can easily just do something like this. Huge tip of mine, okay? Huge, huge tip. You don't need to make the whole thing brick, or the whole thing concrete, or just one big texture. Don't be afraid to make, like, the bottom a whole nother texture. Because, like, what you could do... Well, before we actually do it, let's actually add some shape here. Some little indents, right? We'll put some doors in there. That's another big thing. Shape, okay? Doesn't need to be flat. You could also add, like, little places for doors or windows. I'm actually going to rotate this so that the branch isn't so close. What I'll do is I'll add some huge 3D improvement by making a little kind of awning overhang thing. You guys will see how I'll do this in a second. We'll make it a wooden plank or some sort of plank. That might be good, actually. Let's actually figure out where our floors... Okay. I don't want to get rid of too much. I want to have room for windows on this floor. So what I'm going to do is actually make a little added roof. Oh yeah, that's another thing I just noticed. If you want to put like trees or something alongside your plot, like let me get the cherry blossom tree. Make it massive, right? See, you can't put it like up here. You want it here, but you can't because the branches are peeking out. What I suggest doing, make it the smallest size, put it where you want it, then make it massive. Because it'll increase outside of your plot. It's not going to stop you. Okay, let's go up to like there. I'll make this a shingle, like a brown shingle. We're kind of making like a traditional, sort of stereotypical little American Main Street building. We'll make this like a snow, like a white, mid-gray sort of thing. You can kind of see this thing taking shape. This little overhang immediately adds like so much more variety to your little kind of Main Street building. Look at that. That's a thumbnail right there. Oh my god. Now you could copy this building if you like, or you could just use the tips that I've provided to design your own. Perhaps you want to do like your own little awning, but maybe in a different shape. Maybe you want it to be more rounded. The possibilities are endless, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'll do now, let's make this bottom part more interesting. Let's get a white trim going around the top, because I would like to have more separation from our roof to our bottom walls. And I'll do the same thing for the floor. We'll get a pillar on the inside, though I do suggest using basic shapes instead of pillars, because you could literally make anything, and you could actually put basic shapes on the plot's border, unlike actual game's pillars. So we'll just add some pillars that are little corner pieces here. A little idea I have. Let's take a shelf. We're gonna make our own cornice. Okay, maybe not. That was a bit ugly McGuggly. Is there like a little shelf or something? Okay, idea. We'll take an invisible basic shape, right? We'll take this, decrease it to like that. We'll put it in line with our trim. And then what we'll do is we'll do what the cornice has and just make like a little triangle support thingamajiggy. Make it a little wider. It's like 0.45 by 0.45, and we're going to transform it so it's actually in. There you go. Now, taking it out of the wall might be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but shouldn't be that bad. And we're just going to get this at our corners. Immediate, easy shape. So now, some basic stuff. Doors. This isn't even a hack. Literally just add whatever the hell you want. It's completely up to you. Let's make our doors wooden. Maybe we'll go for like a nice green. Like our windows to be black. Then windows again. We're gonna make some custom ones, alright? Something that'll fit nicely within these little spots. I could place them in twos like that. Perfect sizing right here. Make it black. I always use black tinted windows. You could also use medium stone. I just think black is the most real looking. Never use white, okay? There's definitely people out there that use white windows. Please don't, alright? It just will not look as good as like medium stone or black, because look at the difference with lighting, right? You see that difference? It's way too bright. So we're gonna get the same kind of trim as this, but I'm gonna increase the brightness to like there. And now we're gonna get trim going around it. Just make this thing way more shaped and way more interesting. In the last build hack video, I said it so many times, but shaping a building so it actually looks shaped from the front and from the side is extremely important. So there you go. And then we'll add a main kind of beam coming down the middle. And should I add more? I can maybe add a little more. We'll get one going from one side to the other. We'll put it more towards the top. Simple. Now what I might do is I might actually increase the bottom one a little bit so it has a bit of a sill to it. Do these fit? Oh, these fit perfectly fine. Let's do these. They're a little wide though. Yeah, we'll just do these. Wow, there you go. So we'll add this to our little thingy here. A little building. Just add these going around. Now you can kind of see, like, already, look at how much more... I don't know if engaging is the right word. Our bottom floor is already way more engaging. And, like, more eye-catching. You know? I might add a little more to our eaves here, just for shits and giggles. I gotta say, adding little stuff like that does so much for your build. Now, if you don't want to do this overhang, but you want awnings, I did a little awning tutorial in my other build hack video. Let's make some new custom windows. Let's do something like that. Make it the same color. We've got to get our sill. Don't think I'm going to add shutters, but we'll add some elements that are on the ones that are down here. But this window, plain and simple, I'm just going to get a little piece that goes horizontal like this. And that's how it opens. This bottom part slides upward. Ooh, do I get like a little design? I already showed you guys how to do that. How did I do it in the last one? Maybe we should do a different one this time. So this is the last one. I used the bookends. And I did more of like a gable roof. So there's two other things we could do. We could do a slanted roof that slants towards the sidewalk. Or we could do more of like a half circle shape. Like a really, really, really rounded kind of thing. I've been doing the slanted one a lot lately. Maybe we should try the slanted one. The bottom one could be slanted, and then the top one could be something different that's shorter, because I have an idea for the top. The structure, I don't even know what these are called. To do these, it always starts off by putting a shelf above the window. What are these called? I should probably figure this out. Pediments, window hoods, or overhangs. I feel like pediment is a little bit of a better word. Could also use painted brick. Maybe that should be something we try. Just for a little bit of a different kind of texture. So once you have this, my suggestion is... I really hate this baby blue ass menu. I really miss my red, bruh. I really miss the red. Slide your basic shape down. Okay, make it sized to this little gap so it fits in between here with your window and this little overhang. I suggest making it like... Actually, 0.25 will work, because you're going to have a little bit of a thing here. You can make them as tall as you want. It really depends on how much design you want to put on them. I'm just going to keep them the way they are right now. Let's just go straight to the overhang. Hold on. What we'll do... take a horizontal wedge, right? Take it down, 2 medium grid sizes, one on the top, one on the length side, and we'll just widen it so it fits like this. And that is pretty much your basic thing. I'm gonna match the... Ooh, should I do green or should I do flint, like what's below? Let's do flint. Might actually darken this a little bit so it stands out a little more. Ooh, okay. I'm actually gonna make 2 more wedges. Put them on each side, right? Because now you can see brick from the side, but only shingle from the front. Because you don't want shingles on the sides. Because this thing is made of brick. They just put shingle on it to protect it. So the next thing I'll do, use Bloxburg's revolutionary cornice details. Those aren't sticking out too much, are they? It's kind of hard to see. They are. So what I'll do is I'll actually put this in just so it's not peeking out. And we'll put 3 like this. That's already pretty good, but what we can do is like do something simple. I hate how I can't like find a nice angle. Just do like 2 lines, bro. Like that alone, that's like, how much does this cost? 2K. That's like probably one of the cheapest pediments I have ever made. And it will work perfectly fine. Like that is completely valid. If you want to use that, go right ahead, bro, because that looks perfectly fine. So we're gonna get our windows lining up on this building, getting the same even gap. We'll get our pediments on our bottom floor like this. We'll get some pediments on this side, or some windows, and then we'll put our pediments in afterward. But like, there you go. That's a basic Main Street building. Now we haven't done the roof yet. We will in a second. We'll just get a floor there for now as like a nice, kind of easy template. We should get a little thing on the side here. Little corner design. Just for a little added shape and detail. Could even get it in between every window, maybe. Could be a little too much, but we should see. Yeah, that's too much. Just on the corners will be fine with me. We'll copy the same pediment, but this time we'll make a flat variant. If I put cornices on this thing, I feel like these will transition into the cornice just fine. These pediments are less how-to and more what you want. I mean, the structure of them, the basic structure is definitely how-to. Like, you need the shape, or the shelf. You might not need these little cubes on the sides, I don't know. I always add them, because then you can have, like, cornices and then these little lines and stuff. But if you don't want them, don't add them. Like, literally, do whatever you want. Where's the cornice? Let's get some cornice in here. Love this thing. So you used to have to make these custom with the bookend, the ornate bookend, I believe it's called. Now you don't need to. Bloxburg's got you one. I just wish you could resize this thing. That'd be lovely. There you go. Look at that easy shapeage. And if you look at it from the side, look at all that. Like, that's exactly what you're looking for when you're making a building, is tons of shape. Another good thing is these medieval-ass fences on the roof. They are amazing. And they will get you some really good results. Like, look at that. Like, you can make something custom, or you could literally just be lazy and save a bunch of money and just do that fence. And I've been using that fence a lot lately. Because it is golden, bro. Something I might do is get a little bit of a trim going along here. Oh man, this makes me really want to do another series, bro. I really, really want to do another intersection. I'm like reminiscing right now, Toronto. I miss that build, bro. That shit got deleted like last summer. It's June 15th right now. Man, rest in peace. Oh god. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else I need to add in terms of structure. I think that's it. So, another really good tip that I have is actually making your building powered. Let me fix this real quick. So to do that, what I usually do is I either take the power box, which is this thing, or the new outdoor electrical box. Just put it anywhere, preferably somewhere out of the way. Figure out how tall your power lines are. And then take what I usually... Well, you don't have to do what I'm doing, but what I usually do is I take the intercom doorbell, try to line it up to the power lines. Could probably be one grid size lower. What I'll do is just connect it from the wire to the little button on both heights. Okay, I don't really like this wire going this way, if I'm being honest. Let's get rid of that for now. Like, you can connect it to your building, just like this. And then what I like to do is add a little standard round rod in the corroded metal texture. And now your building is connected to the power. And if you want to go all out, like actually bonkers, take your standard round rod, connect it from your thingy that's connected to the power lines, and bring it straight down. Is that straight? It doesn't look straight. Bring it straight down into your power box. Subtle little detail, but it looks a little more real. That's kind of like your basic corner. Now, I probably would have done this differently. I don't really like how these lights are kind of arranged compared to our little telephone wire here. We'll make some, like, if I was to make a series, which I'm really thinking about doing right now, I'd make some changes. But that's kind of your first puzzle piece to making a nice little intersection. Now, it doesn't have to be an intersection. This is just a build hack video. You could be making a main street. You could be making a T-junction. It is up to you. I don't know if this is a hack, actually, but this will help you out. If you're like me, and you're not really an interior person, what I suggest doing is getting a privacy blind, coloring it dark stone gray, and making it ice. Then get out of build mode and close it. Get back in build mode, copy it, and then put it on all your windows and doors for the buildings you don't put an interior on. Now, you don't have to use dark stone gray. You could also use black. I used to use black, but now I use dark stone gray because I feel like it looks a little more real. So let's just cover up all our windows here. Now when you... Let me get rid of this, actually. Now when you look at it, no interior, but now you can't see through the building, which is definitely a big help. Because when you can see the sky through the building, it's kind of a immersion breaker, you know? Like, it kind of ruins the vibe a little bit. Big suggestion of mine, alright? Couldn't say it enough. If you're making decal plants, use the two-sided decal. If you're doing any decal that's going on a wall, whether it's graffiti, whether it's weathering, whether it's wires, anything that's up against a wall, use the one-sided decal. Because the two-sided decal disappears when you look at it from the side, right? But the one-sided decal does not. Okay? So what I suggest doing, and I couldn't say it enough, I just learned this recently. Use two-sided decals for plants or anything that's like not up against a wall, but anything that's up against a wall or a floor, whether it's cracks or weathering or graffiti or paintings, whatever, bro. If it's against a wall or a floor, use the one-sided decal. I'll show you all the grasses I use, and I might actually show you guys some bushes. If you're looking for decal plants and you're not using the ones I'm about to give you, a huge tip of mine is to use decal plants that are like very detailed, if that makes sense. Like, let me show you something. Here's one of the decal plants. There's the code right there. Oh, I can't find one. But like, look at this, right? See how these individual leaves, you can see them? Stuff like that is good. But if it's just like a solid photo of leaves, it's not a great decal plant, and I do not suggest using it. I really do suggest using ones where you can actually see each individual branch and leaf and grass blade and whatever. Because those look much more real. Especially if you're in like cinematic lighting and you're really trying to get a realistic look. Being able to see through the plant like this, major detail. There's another one right there. Boom. Those are some of the grasses. I'm going to find some dead grass variants because this plot is more fall themed. So here's one dead grass variant. Look at that. And then there's this one, which I overuse to all hell. Well, I overuse all of them, let's be honest. There's the decal there. Look at that. I'm going to try and find like a bush maybe. Or like a flowering bush. I've been doing that a little bit more lately, is using like flowering bushes instead of just plain old grass. Here's the ones that I used on the automotive shop. Little purple flowering bush. There's another one. Let's see if I can find another color. Hold on. This might be another good one. I'm not too sure. Code right there. It's more of a rose bush. It's very bright. I might need to do some adjusting to it. There's another one right there. It's another red kind of bush. We'll work with these for now. Can I make these less bright? Because these are very, very colorful. I don't want these to be too tall, so I'm going to make these super thin. Make our stems dark gray, so they're not very visible. Darkstone gray transparent shapes are the closest you're going to get to invisible basic shapes. Although that can also change, because if you have darkstone gray on a very bright floor, it's going to be more visible, and you're probably going to want to use the same color transparent shape as the floor. I might not use these. These are way too bright. I need like dead plants only. Or like kind of dry looking plants, because it's fall. Get something like that. Get this one in. Make the bushes a little taller, maybe 2.5. There you go, there's some bushes. Might get one more red one here. And what I like to do is I like to make templates. So these are fitted to be the exact same size as the planters we have over there with their trees. So I'm going to try and make these fit into those little kind of planters. I'll get a purple variant, and I'll also get a red variant. So we can mix and match a little bit. This will be our purple one. Just kind of get it in the center. And if it's too tall, you can always transform it to be lower in the ground. So like this one's really tall. I'm going to make this a little lower. And then I could even like make the whole thing even lower if I wanted to. I want a little more dead grass. I'll put one here and here. Now note these are going to be really expensive. Like this little template, 2x2 alone, 20k. Now you can make these templates as big as 3x3. Depends on how much space you're filling. It's all up to you. I'm just giving little tips. Oh, I really want to make a fall or like maybe a snow build now. Because I always do like summer builds. Although Polar Express is maybe an exception. I'm going to move these over. I'll maybe put the... I'll put a purple one here. Transform it under the ground a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. Immediately. Look how much more interesting this little planter is. Maybe even angle them a bit if you want variety. And then we'll get another purple one at this final planter we have over here. And then one final hack that I'll have to show you guys is custom lights. Because we don't actually have any lights on this plot yet. And I haven't shown you guys how to actually make nighttime lighting. We don't want it to be taller than our kind of traffic lights here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get cylinder, make a base just like our traffic light. Make it like a dark stone gray again. Maybe a dirt stain this time. Get a little more texture. Or maybe snow. Yeah, we'll do snow. Then we'll get a 0.95 beam. Make that go up. Another one on top. 0.5. And that'll go up. That'll be our main one. I like it to be a little shorter. Just a titch. Just like that. So you got your base number 2, and then your main stem. Now this is boring, right? So what we're going to do is get some other pieces. Like this little base here could have a tiny overhang right here. I do suggest making your separate parts different colors. Like maybe these two kind of outcropped parts will be a little darker. Maybe we get some structurals on this thing. Maybe we like do something like this. Almost like a plus sign. Get one on each side. Make them skinnier so they're not sticking out. Immediately our base is a little more interesting than it was before. What I like to do, it's been a long time since I made a custom kind of street lamp. So bear with me. We're going to get a half sphere. And we're going to round out our little base part here. Now you can round it out as much as you like. I think I'm going to do something like this. That looks very phallic, but we're going to ignore that. We're also going to get another one right here on the bottom. And there you go. That's kind of your base done. Should I get something going up the side too? Why not? We'll make a little kind of cross section, a 0.7 by 0.7 cube. And then in this thing, we'll have like a cross section here. This is where our stems for the lights will come out. Because what we'll do is we'll get a 0.25 cube going up to 0.4. We'll get it on each side, and we'll get another one in the center here that's slightly higher. So we're going to have kind of a triple light, if that makes sense. So, Oh, ooh, you know what? I decided. Hold on. Before we do that, I would like a little more leafage, because I just noticed that as I decided what I was going to do. Ooh, this made me just think of another tip, which we'll do after the street light. What we're going to do, we need to decide how big our spheres will be. I think that might actually be perfect. Before we do that, though, let's get a little kind of thing right here on each post. That'll be what our spherical light will sit on, because that's the kind of light we're going to make. I made these in the Toronto build. It's like 3 lights on one thing, and it's spherical. So let's go to basic shapes, get a semi-transparent. Yeah, we'll do a semi-transparent. We'll go down to 1.25 by 1.25. That will be our light. Should be a little bigger. The paws. Let's do like 1.5 by 1.5. I'll make the mid-gray, or like a cloudy gray. That might be a little better, because it's getting rained on. I'll transform it so it's in the base a little bit, so it actually looks attached. I'll get another thing on top of them. And I gotta transform that in a little bit as well. Let's get a kind of stem going through the middle, and we'll make it peek out the top, because that will be what our light's on, our bulb. Because what we'll do is we'll get a light box. We'll make it 0.4 by 0.4 by 0.4. Let's go linen. A nice warm linen. Get a cozy fall vibe on this. Now where's my... Oh, there it is. Kind of want this to be a little cloudier, so I might get another sphere inside the spheres, just so it's a little harder to see inside. Might even quadruple this shit. And it still produces light, doesn't it? Very little, but I have a solution for that. Let's actually get our other ones in. Okay, now I'm kind of thinking this should be snow or dirt stain, which is probably really bad timing. Okay, dirt stain definitely works. Why does Shiflock keep coming on? We're gonna get a half sphere on top of each of these as like a little kind of point. I want these ones to be shorter though and wider, so they're less kind of spiky. I feel like the top one should be the most spiky one. Again, I can't stress enough, make your details different colors. So we'll get our light. I would like one here. Ooh, our little telephone wire there is in the way. Can I fit it here? Yeah, but it's crowded. We'll get one here, one here. Oh my god, this shit's 15k. Unbelievable. What's that looking like? See, look at that. It's lighting up the building. These other streetlights don't do that, I don't think. That's another part about this. This actually lights up the building. If you think this is too little in terms of lighting, what you can do is take an elderly lamp, match the color up, go to your basement, and place 4 surrounding your light. Because those will actually shine through the ground and will make your thing way brighter. Look at that. That's way better. See, that looks really bright, but if you go to midnight, it's actually not that bad. Like, look at that. Is that a vibe or what? I showed you guys how to do cracked roads, so I'm not going to show you how to do that again. But I will show you something that might be kind of cool. We're going to put some dead leaves on the ground around our trees. So I'm going to take a one-sided decal. I'm going to find a dead leaf decal on the Creator Marketplace. I'll give it to you guys when I find one. There's your decal right there. That's like oak leaves. There's your decal right there. Bunch of little leaves on the ground, right? Next one. This one's a lot more subtle. There you go. See, there's less, there's more. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm not going to use the oak leaf one. I'm going to make 2 templates. There's your one with lots of leaves, and then I'll do one that has less leaves. Those might be really bright now that I look at them. Hold on. Is there a larger one that's more dry looking? This one actually matches this one more. So we'll remake our templates. We'll start off with the big one again. A little annoying that we have to replace it, but it's alright. Gonna move our car temporarily. Just kind of get these around. This one does feel very uniform, though, I must say. Something that might also help is ivy. Ivy could really look like dead leaves. In fact, I wonder if we should place some... Shit, should we have placed it before we placed all our leaves? Let's try that real quick. Looks good from afar. I don't know about up close. Let's get some of our... So this is where it gets expensive. You do not need to do this shit, alright? Like, you'd be perfectly fine just using floor ivy and the pile of leaves. But if you want to go all out, then you could do this. Dude, these two decals really work in tandem. Oh my god. You got, like, the very crowded leaf decal, which is this one, which is good for, like, right under the tree. And then you've got this one, which is more like... kind of blown away leaves. Like, you could get this, like, in the middle of the road, maybe. Like, these blew away from the road, or from the tree, and now they're more in the middle of the road. Get a couple cars parked up for some detail, and then I'm pretty sure that is... our build hacks finished. Since it's fall, it's probably colder. I don't think I'm gonna get any convertibles out. Maybe just a couple minivans and stuff. Something I do suggest doing as well is making tint on your Bloxburg cars like dark. That's also more realistic if that's what you're trying to go for. That's about to be all my money spent, so I guess we'll just get a Rote 500 over here. So yeah, that is episode 2 of City Build Hacks, ladies and gentlemen. We probably... What is this? This is like one piece to the puzzle. We spent probably about... Yeah, like 500k, 600k, and that got us this. I mean... I probably could have put less leaf decals in here, and I probably could have, like, thinned this out to about... I'd say... 550. I probably could have saved 50k. But I just wanted to go all out with it. We got easy custom traffic lights, crosswalks, little sidewalk details. You got your parallel parking. I taught you guys how to do some decal plant templates here. Custom lamps, lighting hacks with the basement lighting to make this more real. Some tips with connecting your buildings to power. Some shapeage. Yeah, this is what we came out with. Let me know what you guys think. If these did help you, let me know. It was very nice to hear the support from the last build hack video. People telling me how helpful some of the tips were. I hope these help you out just as much. I realize some of these tips aren't very versatile. Like this leaf hack, it's kind of only for fall builds, although some you will have leaf piles in summer and winter too, so maybe you can use this everywhere. I don't know, it's really up to you guys. It was kind of difficult not to repeat some of the hacks I did last time because I actually don't remember the hacks I did last time all that much, and this really has me missing intersection series. I really liked doing Toronto, and actually making a fall kind of intersection, or like part of it, like I just did, like this was really like satisfying and actually like really fun. I really want to make a fall intersection now. I really, really wish these were not operating at the exact same time. That is like bothering me, bro. Like they're both on red and now they're about to both be on green. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, let me know. If you want to see more build hacks in the future, holler at me. I read the comments. If you want to see another intersection series, let me know. Because I'm not going to do it if you guys don't want it. But if you guys want it, you know I'm doing that shit. Because I am craving it, bro. Especially after this. This little corner, man. It's kind of awakened something in me. Pause. But yeah. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye now.